Hey, what's cracking, you guys? So today I got an Xbox One S in with a broken HDMI port. We're gonna replace this and hopefully that fixes their issue. It's physically broken on the inside. Maybe I can get a close-up on it under this microscope camera here, and we'll see what a new port does to this system. All right, here we go, you guys. So we got the port under the microscope. Check it out. You can tell it's a little chipped in the front. On the inside, you can see a couple of pins fraying out. See that there? Yep, that's going to need a new port. When those two pins touch each other like that, sometimes it shorts out the IC chip. So you want to get this sort of thing fixed, replaced best you can before you try to plug it in to use it if you see damage like that. So first thing I'm going to do is, because this is a 1S, it's not a PS4, not a PS5, I don't have to worry about any nearby components. They're all pretty far away. Nothing's going to fly off. I'm not going to tape anything off here with Kapton tape or aluminum tape. I'm just going to go right away with the flux. Turn on my fume extraction right here. That's what this big hose is. Some of you guys are wondering what this was. It's a Hako. You could use a vacuum with a really good filter, like a HEPA filter, if you're on a budget. Even like a cordless handheld vacuum, like the M18 vacuums, like the Milwaukee ones. You can get those, slap a battery in them, slap a HEPA filter in, and just wear a mask. Be safe. So check it out here. Got my iron on. I actually turned mine all the way up to 800 degrees because it's a Hako iron and it's not the best. Digitally adjustable. So here I'm just flooding these pins. Check it out. You want it to be as flooded as possible. You want that heat to start flowing as easily and quickly as possible when you're applying the heat to remove the port. So the way we do that is by diluting the current silver solder. It's a mixture and it has a higher melting point. So we want to put this low melting point tin and lead solder. This is 60/40. And you don't have to do a perfect job. This is on the junk port. So just get it flooded here. As you can tell, I'm not really trying to make it look good or anything. Just has to get the job done. So sometimes you might need more flux, like myself here. Throw some of this liquid on it. And yeah, sorry for the appearance, just got back from work. I'm an electrician, so I do work all day in the sun sometimes. Okay, here we go. Come on. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. We're gonna flip it over and we're gonna get those 4 ground pins that you see flooded with solder before we start applying heat. So there we go. Let's focus that. Boom. All right, those are the pins we're targeting. Those are just 2 little plastic nubs at the bottom. You're not gonna get any solder on there, unless you want to. That reminds me of this story of this customer who told me that he was using toothpaste instead of thermal paste because someone told him to, so I really try to not tell too many jokes here. But yeah, check this out here. Solder, 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 solder. All right, good to go. The more you get on there, the better. Diluting these pins here makes the difference between a job taking 10 minutes of just straight heat to remove the port and 20 minutes. I've been there, done that, so trust me, you want to get a lot of solder on these big old ground pins. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So, let's see where we are. Yep. Alright, so we're going to remove this old port. Just going to scooch it off the edge of my table. Alright, got my quick 861DW hot air station ready. Get around this HDMI cord. And yeah, here we go. So let me know, you guys, in the comments what you guys listen to, what you guys work on, what you guys, I don't know, like to do. Sometimes I would put the Boondocks or Simpsons, South Park in the background. Sometimes I would listen to productive music in my eyes, like drum and bass, like really fast drum and bass, or metal music. Keeps me going. Because this work is really weird. I mean, you're sitting in a chair for most of it, but it does take a lot of focus. You can make a lot of mistakes if you're being careless. And there are a lot of minute movements which don't translate well to this microscope camera with this screen, but they're very small movements that you make over and over again. So sometimes that doesn't pair well with fast, productive music. Or maybe you don't fix anything, you're just here to chill, which is cool. Uh-oh, look at that. Yeah, so this right side is really loose, wants to come out, but of course you see that left side, that solder ball moved. So a little technical difficulty here. No big deal. It'll just take a little more heat. Yeah, this port wants out. Come on. Yep, port fell right out after that. Guess I should have done that little trick earlier. You guys can't see it, but I'm using one of these little free screwdrivers you get from those Nintendo kits for shells on Game Boys, etc. So I'm just going to flip this over. We're going to clean off this port area and check it out. That's how you know I've been doing this a while. No rip traces, nothing like that, no damage. That's the importance of diluting that area with solder. Come on, there we go. Sometimes you have to talk to your camera for it to give you a good focus. But don't think this shit is too easy though. I mean, yeah, some fools are tripping. They think anybody can do this. And just opening their system, they already strip screws. Just take your time, do your research. By research, I mean just watching videos, looking at tutorials, reading things is always helpful. If you don't understand something, Google it. Don't waste people's time by posting questions in the comment section of a video like, hey, what's this? And I mean, they're probably not even going to respond to you if they're a bigger channel. I'm going to respond to every single message that I get, unless it's like nonsense. So if you genuinely need help, hit me up, but most people aren't going to do that. Like, even on channels like Decoder, like, that dude doesn't have time to be answering questions, and people post like the most random questions for him. Like, hey man, like, what do I do if my Genesis has no signal? It's like, dude, what? This is a video about him fixing a PS5 HDMI port. Like, what are you talking about? But I get it, you know, I've been there. I was a kid once, and I still feel like a kid when I ask questions similar to that. But yeah, there are places to find that information, and a random coder video is probably not the place to try to demand his attention. I don't know, I'm like ranty, but yeah, that's what I think. So anyways, but let me know your experience. You guys ever hit up someone and they dissed you, or they helped you? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna throw on more flux. Oh man. Okay. Heat it up from the bottom, and you're gonna place your port on the top. Go. And that's why the 1S is my favorite system to work on. First of all, the teardown, the disassembly is super easy. But the replacements on these just quick. Crazy. Alright, let's get this under the microscope. We'll touch up each one of those 19 pins. We'll check if they move afterwards. And if they don't, we'll reassemble and test. Some more flux, because why not? Personally, I prefer the air. Yeah, I don't know why people think they can use just a soldering iron on this. and do the whole job. Like, you need an air station, a hot air station. You need that. Or at least a really good adjustable hot air gun. Like, I used to use this Steinel brand hot air gun, and honestly, I could probably still use it, but I don't. Got the 861 DW after watching a bunch of comparison videos with the Hako and other brands, and it works really well. One thing I'm gonna do though is, well, yeah, let's try it one more time. I was gonna change out my tip, but nah. Let's just throw more solder on there and see what happens. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Uh-oh. We will come back to that. That's called a bridge, and we don't want those. There we go. Alright, cool. So let's clean that, and let's see if those pins move. We're not going to apply too much pressure. Just going to grab some Q-tips, some alcohol. I usually go through like 10 Q-tips per system because I want them really clean. Sometimes you can't get them as clean as you want to get them, but this flux isn't very corrosive, so, and there's nothing around it, so you should be good. This is Kester No Clean. I actually prefer the Amtech Flux, the paste kind. I get the syringe. I'm thinking of investing in the tub and using a little spreader tool or a Q-tip, I don't know, anything, a brush, a micro brush to apply it. Just debating it. It's a really good deal if you get it in a tub. And the syringes suck because every time I bought the Amtech Flux syringes, the plunger tool doesn't actually fit in the syringe. Yeah, really weird. Alright. Now I'm going to get it with the dry side of the Q-tip. Now let's see if these move before we keep cleaning it, because if they move, we're going to have to solder again, and that means more flux, which means more mess. I don't like to waste time, so let's make sure that this is all good to go. All right, none of them move. Perfect. I'm gonna take